Good morning, everybody. The song was just requested, and since I have time to do this morning, and I have a lot of mixed emotions going into today, Citizen Soldier is always a group that um, I have found to be very helpful. So, Soteria, a friend of mine from Discord, requested this. It's called Strong for Somebody Else. I've not heard this, so let's go ahead and dive into it.
I've played out the scene so much in my head. I have to wake up, but I'd rather be dead. Haunted by thoughts of the ones I love most. I pictured them living alone with my ghost.
18 seconds in, and alright, I'm gonna start it over. Give me a second. This is this is why I'm here. Start this over. Starting strong, guys.
I've played out the scene so much in my head. I have to wake up, but I'd rather be dead.
Rumination leads to desolation. Self-reflection leads to action. I've spent entirely too long ruminating when I should have been acting. Not acting like faking it, but taking action towards being better.
Haunted by thoughts of the ones I love most. I pictured them living alone with my ghost. Kill the pain and kill the family. Choke the dark down, just be happy. Talk myself off of this ledge I know all too well.
I am going to be pausing a lot. There's a lot to take in this video. Seems like each verse speaks to me. So if you don't like pausing, I'm sorry, not sorry. I feel that a video that speaks to you should be given the proper analysis. I've been in a state of self-deletion in the past, and numbing the pain is what I was trying to do before I came here. So
My personal hell, I'll bury it, weight of the world, I'll carry it, pile it all on. I've gotta be strong for somebody, put my pain in a pill, I'll swallow it, too numb to feel. I'm hollow, I have to hold on. I gotta be strong for somebody else.
there are times where it's hard to be strong for ourselves, where it's hard to find meaning in our own life, in our own way of thinking, and even if we do attach our strength to someone else until we can get to a point where we can be strong for ourselves, we have to remember that at the end of the day, whether we attach somebody else to it or not, we still have to be doing it for ourselves, because if I'm recovering for my daughter or my son, or I'm recovering because the court made me do it. I'm not really trying to change my own behaviors. I'm doing it to accommodate someone else. And it doesn't take away from the value of doing it, it just changes the motivation. By recovering for ourselves, by changing for ourselves our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors for ourselves, we are giving purpose to our life.
This voice in my head, it wants me to choose. Die selfish or live with my head in a noose. Does it ever get better? Is this worth the fight? Everyone has a breaking point, guess we'll find mine. Kill the body, not the memory. Wouldn't blame them, they'd resent me. Kind of scares me what it takes to just save myself.
See, and I get what he's saying there. I have some recently diagnosed medical conditions that I'm honestly less surprised by my physical deterioration than I am surprised by my mental progress. I've done a lot of dumb shit to myself over the years, between the drugs and the using and the just everyday life things that I've done. But I've never taken care of my mind. I've never taken care of the deeper issues. I've never really paid attention to them because I could always numb those, hide those, mask those, but I wasn't really at the end of the day. And so for my body to be falling apart, it's no big deal. It kind of comes with the territory, you know? Like, picture your favorite toy. The more you use it and the longer you use it, the more worn out and broken up it gets. It's not that it's a bad toy, it's just that you've used it for so long that it's going to fall apart eventually. But if it's let's use that toy analogy for a minute. If it's a toy that has batteries, right? And those batteries power the memory function of the toy, you would expect that after a while of use, that memory function would begin to wear out as well. But if you change the batteries, if you change the perspective, then you can bolster the memory aspect instead. I've gotta be strong for somebody, for somebody. I do want to point out when he's mentioning take it in a pill, swallow it, and numb it. I don't want to go into the weeds with my personal feelings on Big Pharma, but I think that there is some good use to a proper medication regimen. when it comes to mental health. Um, you have to find a balance between the medication you're taking and the way that you're living. So I can stay on a relatively small amount of medication, on a relatively small dose, and keep balance throughout the day as long as I stay active and stay busy and keep my mind busy. Times like right now, if I wasn't recording a video, I'd hope to be reflecting. I possibly would be ruminating. Um, I don't know, but I'm glad this request came in because I was, I'm just hoping to make it through the week and that everything continues to go on a more positive upward momentum. That was a really good song. Um, the other way of looking at this song is I see the hospital bed, I see the person in the bed. Um, in that instance, when somebody else is incapacitated, like a loved one, a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, and there's no telling if their condition is going to get better, and you are staying strong for yourself, but you're also having to stay strong for them in a moment of their vulnerability and weakness, it can seem insurmountable. It can seem overwhelming. And when you're dealing in shades of gray as opposed to the black and white, um, not knowing if that person is going to get better can seem like a lifetime. Um, You know, I had a friend of mine that was in a coma for a week, and he finally succumbed. They took him off life support. I had another friend of mine that was in a coma for 2 years, and came through. So I can see the struggle from both sides of the song. What I feel I like best about Citizen Soldier is they give you a very ambiguous aspect that could go in either direction. You could be discussing it from the perspective of somebody who doesn't know how to stay strong for themselves, and so they're living either for somebody else because they can't do it for themselves yet, or they're being strong for somebody else because they have found their own strength, but there's somebody else that's in their life that isn't strong, and they're trying to bring them up to their level. And there's a finite balance there as to how much of ourselves we can put into that situation before we hit our breaking point. And in some situations, that breaking point simply comes from the fact that we've done everything that we can to inspire and encourage and help that person, and they don't want it. There's other times where we feel like we could have done more, but when we look back on it, we realize that there wasn't really anything we could have done to begin with. So my message to you, to all of you, is do what you feel is right for yourself. Do what you feel is within your morals and ethics. But whatever you do, make sure that it's If you're doing something for somebody else, do it from a place of selflessness. Don't expect anything in return. And just know that you may be the difference in someone's life between them having a good day or never mind. I'm not going to put the burden of guilt on you. Let me take that back. I'm not going to put that burden of guilt on you. I will put it this way. A smile can change someone's entire life. Just remember that. A smile can change someone's life. Whether it's yours or someone else's, a smile goes a lot further than an angry word. Thank you for being here. I love you. You're not alone. I care. Have a great day.